Welcome to the next module in this course. We're going to be looking at strategies and ways of growing your AI automation agency. Specifically in this video, we're going to learn about the costs associated with a growing agency. We're going to go over two ways to calculate your AI automations, one using a calculator and one using a free resource we're going to provide here at WebCafe AI, which is going to be a Google Excel sheet that gives you the ability to input specific variables to get specific outcomes. Today, we're going to be showing how to calculate the cost associated with this specific AI automation, which is going to be our article to tweets. And we're going to use both strategies in order for you to get a full idea of how to do this for other AI automations you may be working on. Go ahead and click the link down below. This is a free Excel sheet that you can go ahead and duplicate and put in your backend. But essentially, the purpose of this Excel sheet is it's going to allow you to put in how many runs are associated with the AI automation, the name of the automation, the objective, the zaps associated, the cost, the tokens associated and the cost, and then the overall cost of that run. So for example, in this context, if I put 100 here, we would get an idea if this AI automation was run 100 times, it would cost around $11.92. Let's go ahead and do one together here. So we're gonna go ahead and change this to article to AI tweet. And just to give a little bit more context on this Excel sheet, essentially we established the cost per zap over here, and we established the cost per 1,000 tokens. So we're using GPT-4 model in this context. So it's gonna be 6 cents. And then on top of that, we're gonna go with a plan of $133. You would put your associated plan right there. And then essentially from here, we're able to get the cost and have it plugged in over here. Let's go over to the first thing associated with how much your AI automation is gonna cost, which is gonna be how many tasks are associated with the run. As you see here, we have 5 blocks, but when calculating how many tasks are associated with a run, we do not count the trigger. Therefore, a fast way to do calculations when it comes to the amount of tasks is take how many blocks are in the flow. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then minus 1. Therefore, for this AI automation, it's only going to be 4 tasks. So coming over here, we're going to go ahead and input 4. There we go. Let me go ahead and lower this down to 1. So for one run, we're going to use 4 tasks. The next thing we need to figure out is how many tokens are expended per task. In order to do so, we're going to have to duplicate this block and then rerun it. The reason we need to duplicate it is because there might have been already runs within the block. Therefore, the data for the output, which would be this down here, may be misleading. Therefore, we need to do a fresh run to see how much it would cost for one run within the AI. In order to do so, we're going to go ahead and just duplicate it. We're going to go ahead and come down here. We're going to make sure that we change our memory key. So, we'll add some random numbers here. We're gonna hit continue here and then test this action. And as you see here, it's gonna cost around 146 tokens per run. And there we go. That is your cost per run for the article to AI tweet AI automation. In this context, it's gonna cost around 11 cents for zap task and around 0.009 cents for AI usage. Now, what's so cool about this Excel sheet is we're able to input how many runs could incur. So assuming that maybe we do 60 articles a month, if we put 60 here, now we know that the overall AI cost is going to be $6.91. This is an effective tool due to the fact that now you can use this and leverage this in the context of maybe lessening the amount of tasks that's associated with AI automation, therefore lessening the overall cost, or lessening the amount of ChatGPT blocks that are in AI automation to lessen the overall cost as well. Therefore, leading to more optimization with your underlying AI automations. Let's go ahead and jump into strategy 2 to calculate the cost for AI automations. Now for strategy 2, we have on our marketplace a calculator. So if you come up here and simply click AI usage calculator and scroll down, we can go ahead and input that same information and then get a faster result. So for example, if you don't necessarily want to add it to a Google Sheet yet, but you just want to get that information on what would the cost be associated with it, what we can do here is we're going to go ahead and put our Zapier per task. As we've shown before, your Zapier per task is going to be your plan cost per month divided by the amount of tasks associated with it. For this context, it's going to cost us around 267 pennies. So we're going to do 0.0267, and then the number of tasks per run, as we saw, it was 4. And then the number of tokens per run, which was around 146. We're gonna go ahead and hit calculate. And as you see here, we got the same result. Furthermore, we have a nice little slider here. So if we wanted to do maybe 67 runs, we will now understand that for AI costs, it's around 59 cents. For Zapier costs, it's around $7.16 with a total cost of $7.74. Use the link down below to add that Google Sheets to your Google Drive for completely free. Now we know the importance of optimizing our AI automations when it comes to how many blocks we use and how many ChatGPT blocks we use. Therefore, finding effective ways to mitigate the amount of blocks and ChatGPT blocks we use will lead to better and long-term scaling as we deal with more runs per month, depending on the AI automation. This is particularly important for businesses that want to host the AI automations in their backend and not the client's backend, as lowering your bottom line when it comes to AI automation is going to increase the amount of profit you can make per client. Knowing this, we're going to dive into the Web Cafe marketplace and really show you how to bolster the services you offer in the next lesson. So I'll see you there.